Hello, it's Uncommon Fossil. Today I want to take a look at the Forretress EX deck that we get in the Premium Battle Pass. The build we're looking at today is the exact 60 that we get on Tier 0. And I will say at the start, it's not a great deck, I don't think. But, you know, we all have this deck to start with, assuming you unlock the Premium Battle Pass, and you should do it. There's no reason not to do it. It's a super, super good value, even if you're a budget player that never want to spend $1 on the game, completely free to play. Unlocking the Premium Battle Pass is easy to do and super, super good. So let's take a look at the deck. What I will say is you do up first, as we unlock additional tiers, we get more cards, and the attack, the build of this deck will change radically once we develop more cards, get more cards. So it's built around Forretress EX, which is a stage 1, 270 HP. It's a Terra type Pokemon, so it's immune to damage on the bench from attacks, both from yours and your opponents. And it's got this really interesting ability, Exploding Energy. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for up to 5 basic grass energies and then attach them to your Pokemon any way you'd like. Then you shuffle your deck. If you searched your deck in this way, this Pokemon is knocked out. So you accelerate 5 energies, tremendous. Your turn doesn't end, good, but it knocks itself out. So you give your opponent 2 prizes. Although there are certain benefits to that within the game now, so we'll take a look at that. Is it really a good thing or not? I don't know. It's a bit tricky there, but it's certainly interesting, and I think it's fun to play. It has this attack. Guard Press does 120 damage, and then during your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes 30 less damage from attack, so it makes it a bit tanky, right? That would take 300 to knock it out, and you can play Kricketune. That's another stage 1. There's a 1/1 line of this, and it has the Swelling Tune ability, which is really why it's here, that your grass Pokemon, except Kricketune, get 40 more HP, and you can't, this ability does not stack. So that's why the 1/1 line, but then it gets right at 300, it gets to 340 damage to one-shot it. The Forretress, not easy to do. The other attacker, which is really kind of what this deck is built around, is Ambipom, which is a really fun card. I've messed around it in the past. I don't remember if I made a video on it or not. It's fun. It's far from consistent, as we'll see. But a stage 1, 90 HP from the Pokemon Go expansion, the full tilt fling attack for 1 energy. It does 60 damage for each heads you flip, and you get to flip a coin for each energy attached to this Pokemon. So therefore using Forretress EX to get energies on, as well as some other things to get a lot of energies, potential for big damage, although you're relying on those coin tosses, so you may end up doing little to no damage too. And then to add to the coin toss randomness of this Pokemon, it's got Primate Dexterity. If any damage is done to this Pokemon by attacks, flip a coin if heads prevent that damage. So it's not a coin toss, which isn't great, but it's not the effect of an attack. So if you're gusted out of the active, this effect still stays. So it's nice. It's interesting, right? It's interesting, I guess is what I'll say. I haven't found it to be particularly effective, but it is fun. And then a Lumineon V, just a good support Pokemon with Luminous Sign. Lets you search out a supporter when you play it to the bench. So you can do that once per game. So we play 12 basic grass energy because we're using the grass energies to accelerate with the Forretress EX. But then we also play 3 reversal energy, one of the new energies in Paldea Evolved. And then it provides at least 1 colorless energy, but then if you have more prize cards remaining than your opponent, and if we used Forretress EX's ability, we're already down on prizes, potentially on our second turn, then if you're down on prizes, then in its attached to an evolution Pokemon, which Kricketune is, which Ambipom is in particular, in the Forretress EX, if you wanted to go that route. No, sorry, it doesn't work with the Forretress EX, because if it's attached to an evolution Pokemon and that doesn't have a rule box, so Forretress EX is not applicable, but Ambipom is the intended target. Then it provides every type of energy, but provides only 3 at a time, so it provides 3 energy. Ambipom's colorless, so it doesn't matter about the type feature of it, although, you know, for other decks it is useful in that regard, but it adds 3 more energy for this 1 card. So if you knock yourself out with Forretress EX, you get 5 energies with that. Then you attach a reversal energy, you get 3 more. So you get 8 energies attached in 1 turn, which can happen as as soon as turn 2, it's pretty fun, right? You still, are you going to win the game or not? I don't know, but it's fun. A couple Switch Cart, which I don't think has a ton of synergy. Basic Switch would be better because they're all evolution Pokemons. Yes, they all start out as basics, but then you're evolving them. So I don't think that's great in this deck. One Gardenia's Vigor can attach up to 2 grass energy from your hand to your Pokemon, to your bench Pokemon, so not to the active, only the bench, and then you draw 2 cards. Actually, you draw the 2 cards first. So it gives you a little draw. Maybe you get some energy in play. It's certainly a high roll card. Hasn't been overly effective. Plays 1 Jacq, search for 2 evolution Pokemon. It's okay. There's certainly better cards to make the deck work. 4 Nest Ball to set up. That's good. 2 Lost City. Stadium, whenever a Pokemon's knocked out, it goes in the Lost Zone instead of the discard pile. I don't know if that stadium's crucial for the deck. We certainly want to be able to bump Path to the peak and make, I'm not sure why Lost City per se, I will say. If you know, let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are. I've certainly, maybe something obvious that I'm just missing here. 3 Professor's Research, a great card. 3 Bosses Orders with the new art. 4 Iono. This is part of what makes this deck great, along with the Reversal Energy. Iono, the supporter that has gotten the most talk, maybe the most hyped card in how they evolved of all of them. And it's a supporter, and then each player shuffles their hand into onto the hand and puts it on the bottom of their deck, kind of like Marnie Shuffle go on the bottom of the deck. But then if either player put any cards on the bottom of their deck in this way, each player draws a card for each of their remaining prize cards. So then each player draws the number of cards based on the number of prize cards remaining, anywhere between 1 to 6. And if you're behind on prizes, it puts your opponent into a small hand size. It's kind of like Roxanne, but you can use it from the beginning of the game. You don't have to wait till you're behind on prizes. And if you're using Forretress EX, your opponent hand size shrinks. So an interesting card in this deck. 1 Arven, search for an item and a tool. It's okay, but not great. 2 Super Raw, which is a very nice card. I'm certainly pleased to have this. Shuffle up to any 3 in combination of Pokemon and basic energy cards from your discard pile into your deck. Quite useful. This is a reprint, and I will just point out here that the text has been changed. It's been errata. The old Super Rod said shuffle 3 in any combination of Pokemon and basic energy cards from your discard pile into your hand. So it said shuffle 3. The new one says up to 3 shuffle. So the up to 3 is the new thing. It does make the card a little more versatile. So just to let you know, even if you see someone plays Super Raw with the old text, it's going to function as the new one. So the text has been changed, even though visually it's still the same. The effect has been updated to up to 3. At least that's how it should work. I don't know if live is fully functioning properly or not. That's its own question. Defiance Band, a tool again built around the idea of falling behind in prizes. If you have more prize cards remaining than your opponent, then this Pokemon's attack do 30 more damage. 1 Collapsed Stadium, shrink the bench, get a Pokemon out of play with it, and 4 Ultra Ball to search through those Pokemon. So that's the deck. Let's jump in and see how the deck performs. Like I said, I have not gotten great performance from the deck. It is kind of fun. Hey, Ambipom, I played it in the past. It's fun. Flipping coins in an absurd fashion like this deck is fun. It obviously can end up in heartbreak when the coin flips don't go your way, but it can certainly annoy your opponent when the coin flips do go your way. So you can win games you should lose, and you can lose games that you probably should have won. Right? That's the nature of a deck like this. And then Forretress EX blowing up, killing your own Pokemon, giving up 2 prizes is a fun option. Right? It might not be a good option. But it's there. All right, so taking a mulligan. This deck has gotten a lot of mulligans for me, I will say. So 1 mulligan for me. Let's see what I'm up against. Up against a lightning deck. Okay. Probably a Miraidon EX deck, I would assume, but we will see. All right, so another mulligan. So, okay, not terrible. So I can evolve into Forretress EX, and you can attack with Forretress EX as an option too. So I'm just going to have to attach an energy to Forretress EX and pass, and end turn. I could play Collapsed Stadium. No reason to do that now, right? So I can attack for 120 next turn, and it does take 30 less damage, right? Let me double check. That's 30. Yes, so it's at 300 HP, so they shouldn't be able to knock me out next turn. And if they hit into me with a substantial amount of damage where they'll knock me out the next turn, it might be worthwhile using the ability to blow myself up and get some energies in play, right? So they have the Klefki, they have free retreat off of it. So basic Pokemon in play don't have abilities. Which will stop Lumineon V, so that matters. Now it has to be in the active spot, right? So I need to be aware of that. So as long as it's in the active, don't play Lumineon V. It won't do any good. I'm kind of repeating that to myself, right? I like to remind myself of these things because I'm prone to forgetting when I get in the middle of the excitement of the game. So utilizing, wow, so they've done a nice job setting up. They've dug through their deck, emptied their hand out, getting cards in play and discarding. All right, so what do I want to do here? I will force them to shrink their bench first. Do that first, right? Don't give them information about what I have. I would maybe Radiant Greninja, I think, would be the choice. I don't like the fact that this text box covers up the names of the Pokemon, right? You can still see the images and remember, but it's better to see. Okay, so play the Forretress EX. I don't want to Iono at this point. I think I just want to research, right? I could lose the game. I could blow myself and lose the game. I don't want to Iono and give them a bunch of cards. All right, what do I want to do here? I have another Forretress EX. So I guess I want to take advantage of that. What's the energy situation here? Basic grass energy in particular. 6, so not a ton, but okay. I will get him into play. All right, so I go ahead, take the first prize. That's nice. Since I'm attacking with Forretress EX, I would have liked to get the Kricketune down, right, to help be a little tankier. So I'll probably play Kricketot. So far, this isn't setting up to be a game where I use Ambipom. I haven't hit it yet, right? I researched. I got rid of my research. I had to make that choice what to get rid of. I decided I wanted to keep the boss, which I think was the right play. All right, getting rid of my stadium. They get free retreat again. Now they discarded their Radiant Greninja, which is useful, and they haven't recovered it, right? So that's good too. I'm trying to think. I think they used Electric Generator this turn? I got the energy on. I assume they can attach from hand this turn. Oh, and they didn't, either that or they didn't hit the energy they wanted. So that is nice for sure. All right, I don't want to blow myself up. I think I want to get an energy and just keep going with what I have here. So hit attack here. I can get the Kricketune into play next turn. I have boss, so I can knock out the Raichu next turn. That would be quite nice. There. So let's see what they do. So they're going to research. They could have attached the active of planning on attacking with the Raichu V, but I think their goal is to get Raichu out of there. If they do, that's fine. I'm going to gust them up and knock them out. So let's see what happens. Using fleet-footed now makes sense. Research first, draw 7, then fleet-footed to get that one extra card. All right, I will. That's fine. Give up the Kricketot. I assume they're going to take a knockout this turn. They might not, in which case, let's see what happens here. Okay, they're going to evolve for the free retreat, I assume. I assume they want to attack and takes prizes, but we'll see. The problem is, they leave themselves a bit vulnerable. I have boss's orders, so I'm not. Okay, so I have retreat and I have boss. So that's quite nice. So I think I just want to do that, right? Oh, I have free retreat, so don't play the energy. I will give myself more HP. Play the energy. Let me take 2 prizes while I'm at it. Yeah. Doesn't do a ton of damage, obviously, but 120 on a tanky Pokemon's not bad. Usually I've been playing this going with Ambipom, but obviously I haven't gotten those cards. Let's see what I draw into. I need cards in hand, so getting an Aipom gives me the potential then of getting Ambipom the turn after this. I think I played, is it 2 boss? Oh, 3 boss, so that's good. Because at 120, it's a lot of, I'm 2-shotting or 3-shotting the VMAX. So my opponent's digging through their deck pretty well. I'm kind of surprised they haven't set up better than they have. They don't have a lot of energy in the discard, so they're probably going to do well with Electric Generator. So they got 3 on the Miraidon. They have to 2-shot me, though, so it's not terrible, right? And I can 2-shot them, so it's not terrible. Not terrible at all. In fact, I might blow myself up to get energy on the Aipom, and then attack them with Forretress EX. I think that's the play here. They're going to hit into me. They don't knock me out, right? It does 220. It does 30 more because of Regieleki. It does 20 less because of my guy there. So I think I'll just blow myself up and therefore and just attack with my other EX, sorry. Need to get the terminology right. Get all these energies on my Aipom, right? Get him ready to do some good damage, right? Now the animation is very slow at this point, right? Because I just accelerated, it should just blow itself up. My opponent take the prize. There's a pause, a shuffle, another pretty long pause to me. And now it gets knocked out. So there's too much time there between when I'm done with the energies attacking when the Pokemon's actually knocked out. That's making the game a little slow, a little clunky there. It just doesn't feel right to me when that occurs. I could attach. I'm just going to attack, though. I'm just going to attack straight up. I do have the option of blowing up this Forretress too, which I might just do. We'll see what happens, right? They can't one-shot him. I mean, okay, so they're going to take out the Aipom. Oh, they take out the Kricketune. Well, I like that. The Aipom would have been, I think, a smarter target, but that's okay. Okay, well, all right, they're trying to stall me there. Not really effective, I got to say. So I'm going to hit into them again. Yeah, I don't want to play down to Lumineon. I just want to retreat here. I could Nest Ball something. Maybe I want to Nest Ball something. Let me see. Do I want to? No, I think I want to fail that. I'm certainly concerned about him getting played, but I guess I made a mistake there, didn't I? Okay. Anyway, I'll take my 2 prizes, see what they do. And they concede. Okay, I should have evolved to Ambipom there. Right, I believe I could have that turn. So, yes. So I should have evolved. I should not have played the Nest Ball. I should have just used the Ultra Ball, I think, and grabbed that card. But anyway, there the deck worked. Let's jump in another game, see how it goes. The deck performed well, primarily utilizing the Forretress EX as the main attacker, which you can do. Right, it is tanky Pokemon. 120 damage isn't great, though. You can use Defiance Band, sorry. So we'll see how this game goes. Hopefully that it shows off the deck again. We will see. I certainly would like to get the Ambipom going because it's fun with all those coin flips for sure. I didn't get to use Forretress's EX ability, blow myself up, get those energies in play, flip a lot of coins with Ambipom. That's kind of, to me, what the deck wants to do. Now, quite frankly, that's pretty inconsistent. Once again, another mulligan. I may have gotten a mulligan every game this so far. There's not a ton of basic Pokemon in the deck. All right, good. An Ambipom and a Nest Ball because they're all evolution Pokemon. We'll see what happens here. The problem is they may knock me out with their Cramorant this turn, right? And that's bad. And I don't. This is a bad start, right? There's not much I'm going to be able to do here. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Collapsed Stadium could be effective against them. They want to get They want to get a nice full bench. So the fact that they had to start the Cramorant was not ideal for them for sure. They had to then burn one Switch Cart in order to use the Comfy. So that's a plus. Just a slightly slower start for them. Got rid of an Iono. Okay. They may know this deck, and all right, that's not the start I wanted at all. That's, quite frankly, a bad start. But that's the way life goes. So, toss him on the bench. I only have one Forretress EX in the deck. Okay. And I should utilize Bustle, right? And I will flip a coin. All right, at this point, it's only acting as one colorless energy. So heads, there we go. The coins are falling my way. So prevent all damage and effects from attacks done to this Pokemon. So it also stops Sableye placing damage counters. Not that they're likely to do that, right? They need to play Colress and a Comfy, and then they can attack with Cramorant. If they have Rope, then they will knock out my, how do you say this? Pineco, I guess. Pineco to go with the Forretress that it evolves into. All right, so let's see what did they pitch. So getting a Switch card, that's not great, is it? Okay, so they're, wow, well, this is not a good start for me, right? So I guess I'll pitch 2 energy, keep the Collapsed Stadium. I'm not certain about that. Maybe I should get Lumineon. What do you think? Get Lumineon and play a research. I think that's the play. And then hope. It is a bit of a hope, but I think that I need to get things going here. I mean, I could have attacked and maybe gotten a knockout. I'd have to get lucky. I probably don't get the knockout, right? So attach, because I want to do that. Collapsed Stadium makes their life a little bit more difficult. Oh, so, okay. What do I want to do? I want to play him. I want to, let's see, get rid of, do I want Defiance? I guess I could drop Defiance Band, right? So, Ambipom. Let's load myself up with energy, and let's see what happens. We're going to let it rip with this deck now. So now things get fun, right? Toss him down. Let me play my other Aipom. I'm just going to toss all the energy. Well, let me think. How much energy do I want in the active? I might want to spread it around some, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm already doing 4 energy. 4. So maybe I'll put 2 more. So I'm doing 6 flips, and I just need 2 to get the knockout. And pretty much I just need 2 at this point. So let me... All right, I'm going to do that. Just kind of spread things out a little bit. And I will attack. Right, can't I attack? Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. It's confusing. It's that big lag going on there, which just throws me off. Okay. All right, good. Got the knockout. And I potentially am immune next turn, have the Ambipom. And again, if I get gusted out of things, it's not terrible. If I have the Ambipom, right? Obviously, the basic is not immune. The basic's immune is just an effect from the attack. But if I can get this other Ambipom evolved, then if they rope me between the two Ambipoms, I have the ability to be immune, right? To damage. That won't stop Sableye, of course. All right, but that's not going to work because you don't have enough. I mean, they can do 20 damage, I guess, but all right. I mean, that just doesn't. I mean, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. The Raihan there, I gotta say, right? I might be missing something. If I am, I am. It gives them free retreat. I don't know. I mean, the Raihan, they got the comfy. Sableye, I guess, is for the future. The problem is they need 10 in the Lost Zone to use the big attack, right? Lost Mine, which I assume is what they want to do. We'll see what happens. I have the Iono. This could be a good turn to utilize it. Now, after this turn, I'm going, assuming I take the knockout, which I expect to, then I lose the benefit of the Iono, right? But at this point, let me shrink their hand. I get 5, they get 4. And Defiance Band, I don't think I need that at all. So I will just, I'll attack. I need 2 heads. I have 6 coins this turn. And I have knockout. So there we go. So Ambipom is fun, it's fun. It's even more fun when it works, but it's just kind of fun flipping all those coins in a mindless fashion, right? Just let luck and fate decide what happens this game. All right, so what's the stadium do again? Is this a new one? We can search for a basic Pokemon without a rule box. So can't get Lumineon. Does it go? And goes on the bench. So, okay, that's right. So it doesn't work with Lumineon V still. I mean, it gets it in play, but you can't use the ability. But I can get something else into play if I want. So I might utilize that. Probably will. I have a boss. Play fire. So they have Charizard also. I got to assume then. So what are they at now? Oh, that's their discard pile, right? So they're at 5. And I could gust something up, but I don't know what I want to hit at this point. The Kramer does one-shot me, so that's a concern. Okay, picking on the Lumineon V. Now, they don't knock that out, and I can retreat him out of there, so that's not bad. What do I want to try to attack, right? That's one of the questions right now. Let's see what I have here. Do I want... Oh, I don't know. Okay, I don't have another EX in the deck, so I think... All right, I'm going to fail it at this point. All right, so I don't get the boost in the energy here. That's weird the way it displays. It's the same type of energy in the 2 Ambipoms, but it shows them up differently. So I'm going to retreat. Do I want to take somebody else out? That's one of my questions, right? I could, at this point, I'm just doing 4 flips. He's at, what, 6? All right. I'll take out a comfy. You know, good. I could have taken out, obviously, any of them. Well, I needed 2 heads, and any of them are knocked out. 1 head, and none of them were knocked out. I'm not behind in prizes. Now I'm ahead in prizes. So, let's see. I don't believe there's a Forretress EX in my deck. So, from what I saw before. So I didn't get a basic in play. But we'll see what happens here. The Sableye goes through the Ambipom. So that one's a danger. I might have, gusting up the Ambipom. If he can't attack with Sableye this turn, I want to attack him this next turn, right? Maybe I wait. Maybe it was a mistake. Maybe I should have gotten rid of the Sableye. I mean, they should have recovery cards and such. Oh, they've lost Zone 2 Sableye. I didn't pay attention to that. So that's really good. Comfy. So they're 8. All right. So wow. Okay. So they're digging through, making good use of that jet energy. Let's let you switch. And all right, so they're going to hit me with Colress's Experiment this turn. Okay, so that's an issue for sure. But we can work with that. We can work with it. At least I assume, right? I mean, I assume they're going to hit with Sableye. It seems like the only logical play. I need to knock it out, right? That's what that is. They can't take out both Ambipom, so that's good. Maybe I should have gotten an Aipom down last turn. I think I had the other one in deck. So we'll see what happens here. So 90. So he's out. Going to start putting 30 there. So he's down to 60. So I could be in a lot of trouble. I may be in a lot of trouble here now that I see things, right? Okay, so I should have, let's see. I should have got the Ambipom down last turn because now Sableye can take out him as well. And that's not good for me. Maybe I should Gardenia's Vigor and get some energy on there. So I will put this there. So I've got to get the knockout, right? Right now I flip 4. All right. Do I want to attach this energy? I'm going to wait. This could be game here, right? Essentially, I lose the game next turn. I'll toss him down too. I need 2 heads. I could have attached energy. Maybe I should have. All right, I got the knockout. That's really good. All my opponent needs to do really, though, is recover that card. Now, right, all they need to do is get that Sableye back in play. Now, they've gotten, I believe, 2 in the loss zone. So they probably, they have played Super Rod as expected, so they'll get that Sableye back. It should show me the cards, right? Because that's the ruling. It should reveal those cards. It doesn't say it on a card like Super Rod to reveal, but that is what is supposed to happen. So they just need to get that in play, and they just need the one energy, and a switch card. Right, they can't use jet energy though. Okay, so Mirage Gate takes care of it as long as they have 2 basic energies, one of which is psychic. They'll put psychic on Sableye, the other non-psychic energy on Comfy. Maybe they only at this point they might only have they either only have more jet energy, or they only had psychic energy. They could have multiple psychic energy, but Mirage Gate is 2 different types of energy. Let me take a look. Make sure they have Switch Cart though. So that pretty much ends my game. So maybe Well, let's see. I mean, they're going to knock out my Ambipom, my Aipom, I assume. I don't believe. I do play Super Rod, so I need Super Rod and the ability to grab that Pokemon to not lose immediately, right? At this point, I lose next turn. There's an outside chance I don't, but I probably do. I mean, I have to have research. I should have taken out that Sableye a turn earlier. That was a misplay on my part. All right, so what do I want to do here? I don't think I want to get anything else into play. Maybe I should. I probably could just fail. I kind of want to thin this deck down, right? Just thin, thin, thin. I have Super Rod and I have Ultra Ball. I need Super Rod and Ultra Ball, right? That's what needs to happen here. So I guess I should research because I need more cards, right? Research is the play. Oh, I could send up Lumineon V. I don't really see if that helps me, though. I think that's okay. Super. All right, there we go. I am alive still. What else do I want? Just 2 energy, right? Actually, I tell you, I'll keep the Lost Cities because that may cause some trouble to my opponent as the game goes on, right? So evolve. I obviously can't use my ability. If I wanted to end the game, I can use my ability, right? It doesn't stop me from doing it. And end turn, right? So let's see what happens. Honestly, if my opponent hits into me this turn, which they will, they don't two-shot. Well, they will take out my Lumineon next turn, although I can take out their Sableye, right? And then the question is, can they recover this Sableye again? I assume this is their last Sableye. I don't know for certain, but they have 2 in the loss zone. I assume they're going to put damage mostly on the Lumineon V. Oh, they're not. Well, that's a mistake as far as I can tell, because now they don't knock me out next turn, I don't think. So, all right, that's unfortunate. I'm gonna have to Iono for 2 cards, which isn't great, but I need an energy. That's plain, and I got the energy, so there we go. So I'm alive. I don't really know why they didn't hit the Lumineon V. I guess that they're afraid I was going to knock out the Sableye. Obviously, it's gone to the loss zone. I'm pretty sure they don't play 4. I mean, it's always possible, right? They could play a 4th. I don't know that lists are playing that at all. So Psychic, Jet, Fire Energy. They probably have Radiant Charizard and are just going to burn through me with that. That's really their play. That's their goal. The fact that I bumped their stadium helps. Right, that makes it harder for them there. They might not be able to get their fire Pokemon, their Charizard into play. We'll see what happens. They need to get the Charizard in play. They have to get an energy on Charizard, and they have to switch the act, get the Charizard into the act. Right, so they got the Charizard. They just need 1 fire energy, which I imagine they have more. There's 1 in the discard pile. I mean, wow. And there we go. I got the win. So it pulled out in the end. So got to first game, Forretress EX, second game, Ambipom, and then Forretress EX was the winner. So, the damage to the Forretress, maybe I've underestimated Forretress's tankiness. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but it is fairly tanky. So there we go. So you can win games with the deck. There's no doubt. I still don't think it's a great deck, though. If I'm being too harsh on your Forretress, I apologize. But, there we have it. The deck's there. Give it a try. It's always fun to try things out. Take care.